Jake Paul still doing his thug thizzle. I've had a lot of people ask me, I'm going to ask you this. Are you tired of seeing Jake Paul?
No, I've accepted Jake Paul, and I accepted the boost it gave to the sport of boxing.
Perfect. Great.
And I love that he helping women boxers.
Great answer. Great answer, because the first fight we're going to cover is Franchon Crews and Shadasia Green.
One time, you boxed Shadasia.
Yes. Spar Shadasia.
Oh,
Spar Shadasia.
Is that a big difference?
I mean, not a big difference, but there's a difference, you know. I spar Shadasia. She's, you know, especially when we boxed, you know, that was years ago. God, that was years ago.
I'm just saying.
I'm an old man now.
I remember seeing her around camp a couple times.
Yeah, but
counterpuncher versus a
aggressive.
Yeah, so it was like sparring you.
Yeah. And Franchon is a lot to handle. I mean, you see it off the rip, you know, just a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And not the sharpest punches, not the strongest punches, not the fastest, but she got a work rate. And she got, you know, mental toughness that is really just hard to compete with. And I think that's where Shadasia fell short. The mental edge, right?
Yeah, I felt like the big step up, the experience was the key.
Because like you said, levels, and you know they kind of narrated that through the fight. Both these young ladies have traveled internationally fighting for the U.S. And so I mean, you see experience there. Of course, Franchon has been pro a little while longer, more professional fights, has been in the ring with some of the big dogs, and so like, where did you as a guy that's not a true boxer, like where did you see the level separation at?
I just seen a former world champion. She's been up in there with Clarissa Shields.
Yeah.
Katie Taylor?
Yeah. No, not Katie Taylor.
Savannah Marshall.
Savannah Marshall, yeah.
So it's like, those who fight alone, you can't find that nowhere on the 13-0 of Shadasia.
Yeah.
So it's just that alone, I felt like that would pull Franchon through. And
Shadasia's the sharper fighter.
Yeah, counterpuncher.
Like you know, kind of like the cleaner style or whatever.
Counterpuncher.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm kind of saying what I already know, but like, how? You know? Like
how that supposed to work against Cruz?
How does the more aesthetically pleasing fighter with the conventional style and the clean, you know, all this clean stuff, she moves really smooth in the ring. How does that not beat Franchon, who is just gonna rough you up?
If anybody should be answering that, it should be you. It should be so. How do a aggressive fighter beat a smooth counterpuncher?
Sometimes, you know,
a great boxer.
That water get rocky. You know, when that water get rocky, you got to be able to move with the flow. Okay. You know, and so like you just said, like, and what I said, Shadasia's really smooth. You know, she's the smooth water. You know, and you on the wake boat. Remember back in the day, we seen the heavyweight on the wake on the board.
Man,
just
why you bringing up Klitschko and
Klitschko and
let's go, champ.
Yeah,
let's go, champ.
When it get rocky, it's you can't be smooth no more. You got to step it up and start throwing.
It's funny you say that, because I remember watching Alberto this weekend. I remember when he started getting frustrated. I remember him starting to get frustrated versus Shawn. But Shadasia never seen nothing like Cruz. And when yo ish ain't working, what do you do then? Yeah. She was like, it was just, her ish was never, she never really got comfortable, I felt.
I got to say this, like I always try to be as respectful as possible, but I got to say this. There's been so many comparisons to Green and Wolf. Okay. Like basically since she turned pro.
A lot of people co-signed her early. I've been hearing about her for a long time. Sean.
It's the same thing you get with Andy Cruz and Keyshawn Davis, where you use other names to build up this fighter. Someone else you may be familiar with. And that's why a lot of times, like I like to come on, like when we have guests and stuff like that, who do people compare you to? Because they don't know you, but they may know Oscar De La Hoya.
Okay, gotcha.
That's how, you know, Ryan Garcia. Like he gets even bigger because he's around that De La Hoya name.
That image.
But he get that image, and the list goes on. So the same thing for Green and Wolf, right? So when I heard them say, you know, she gets a lot of comparisons to Ann Wolf, first thing I said was just the way they look, because they don't fight the same. They don't have the same style, you know what I mean? Wolf would have stepped up against somebody like Franchon, and they would have just been going toe to toe. That's the separation with Green and Franchon Crews. Franchon, no, not as clean, not the straightest punches, not the sharpest fighter, but she gonna go in there mentally tough, ready to get the job done, don't want to lose, ready to represent where she from. You know what I mean? And that's why, Green ends up losing to Franchon.
It takes a hell of a fighter to break a person's will like Cruz has.
Yeah.
It's like your will. It's like you're gonna have to bring everything you got.
We saw that against Savannah Marshall, and we also saw that against Clarissa Shields.
Hell of a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I know Green was co-signed early. I would still like to see her back in the ring. I feel like this is a learning moment. We can still see some stuff out of her, but it's not.
What do you think she would have learned from this?
I have to have a plan B. I have to be ready for aggressive fighter.
What you think plan B should be?
She should just rumble it out.
Got rumble it out.
Rumble it out.
Got rumble it out.
She kept trying to fight her fight.
Because it's two things here. Number one, and even with the female boxers, it's only they're a dime a dozen, so it ain't too many that you could put at this kind of level. MVP promotions, all that kind of stuff. So now you got to do away with matchmaking. Let's match the perfect fight for Shadasia Green to continue to build her up. That's out the window. You can still do that with Jake Paul. We're going to get there in a minute, but you can't do that anymore. So now the thing becomes Shadasia has to make a mental decision that I got to learn how to up my punch output. I'm strong and I got pop on my punch. I can attest to that. I got to be willing to use it. You know what I mean? So I think that's for her. Is just the thing is she got a lot and she don't use it.
Yeah, because for the most part, Cruz takes a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And she's there to take some, she's there to give them.
Yeah.
But I think she never wanted to get in that firefight.
Yeah. Yep.
That's dangerous ground, Shawn, when you get hit with a shot. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Some people, when that's not your style, you don't get down like that. It's hard to turn a sniper into a hand. Yeah. I don't know how you break it down.
Can we do that here?
You good. All right, we good.
But you got to go from being a sniper rifle to then now being a machine gun and getting down when it's time to get down.
But shout out to women's boxing. A lot of drama, a lot of everything.